Hello. Hello, everyone. How you doing? Sorry for the technical difficulties. We are live. Demon Choir Live, the book launch. Wow, we are here. This event has been 20 years in the making, and we're going to dive into that a little bit deeper later. If you've ever had a dream in you and you kind of procrastinated, have anybody ever procrastinated before? I want you to type in yes. If you have procrastinated, you had a dream, you had a vision, and you procrastinated. So I want you to type in yes, I have. So this event is just a culmination of that drive that I had but didn't quite follow through on. I had the dream up here in my head, but didn't quite write it down. I had the vision for Demon Choir, didn't do it. But tonight is a fulfillment of a lifelong dream. So if any of you are tonight, if you are in that same place with procrastination, um, and procrastination is one of five voices of fear. Procrastination is one of them. And we're so glad tonight we have our host here. We have Lady Takitha T.K. Carter, all the way from Memphis, Tennessee. This amazing young lady has written books as well. She has inspired me. So she said, Eric, when are you going to write your book? When are you going to write your book? And she's written many of books. So I wanted her to be a part of this celebration tonight. She's she's an evangelist, author, entrepreneur. She and her husband, Vincent Carter, have pioneered several businesses. So I'm glad that she's a part of this as well to celebrate. And she's my cousin, a woman after my heart. It's great when you have people to cultivate your vision, that help you to move forward when you're kind of dragging your foot. Have you ever drag your foot on something? You were just going through the motions. You really weren't moving forward. But I want you right now, while we're talking about this, I want you to go. Don't drag your foot on this. I want you to go share and send. Come on, share it with someone, because you are going to be encouraged on tonight. I know you hear the title Demon Choir. You're like, what is that about? You're going to find out in just a few minutes. I want you to spread the word. Today, we are forcing out fear. We're forcing out fear. Somebody type in force out fear. Force out fear. We are forcing out fear on tonight. And you can secure your copy of Demon Choir. You can go to Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and pre-order. Yes, you can pre-order on tonight. So we're excited that you are here, a part of this virtual book launch in this unprecedented time where there is so much going on. Fear is prevalent in our society, but we have the power of faith on the inside of us, and we cannot allow fear to drown out the voice of faith. Don't let fear drown out the voice of faith. That is what Demon Choir is all about. It's drowning out the voice of fear with faith. So as you gather on tonight, I want you to just go, share, and send. We are here. We are here live on tonight. We had a few technical difficulties, but that's a testament to your tenacity, your perseverance to hang in there. You know what? Sometimes in life, we're going to go through challenges. We're going to have obstacles. We're going to have setbacks. It's your tenacity, your perseverance, your drive that keeps you moving forward. We want to move forward on tonight. So we thank you. Come on, go share and send. Invite somebody to the Demon Choir virtual book lunch. We want you to get a copy on tonight. We don't want you just to listen in. We want you to get a copy. I promise you. I promise you. When you get your copy, you're not going to be able to put it down. Those stories are going to draw you in. This is a fictional tale. This is not nonfiction. Originally, I started on a nonfiction path, with the how to and the 1, 2, 3 steps. But that thing turned around. Sometimes when you're in the midst of a dream and a vision, you have to be able to recoup. You have to be able to regroup. And in the midst of that, I moved into a fiction. So you're going to see some characters in this book. We're just going to tell you just a little bit. We're not going to give you everything. We're not going to give you everything now. We're just going to give you just a little bit of Demon Choir. But as you get this, when you purchase this book and you begin to read it, you're going to learn about the voices of fear. Fear manifests itself in many different voices. And one of them we've already mentioned was procrastination. So We don't want you to hold back. During COVID-19, y'all, we have one of the greatest opportunities now to begin to cultivate, to begin to nourish those dreams, those visions, those things that have lied dormant in you. You have the time now to begin to cultivate that dream and vision and to put it in written form, to write it down. You have to write the vision and make it plain. You have to write it down. Many times, we have visions, they're up here in our head, and we don't write it down. I want you to type in write it down, to get yourself in the motion of writing down that dream and writing down that vision. I want you to type in write it down. Write it down. Because it's so important when it comes to whether you're an author, a musician, a preacher, an entrepreneur. All of that starts with just writing it down. As you write it down, you begin to see things manifest. So as we talk about Demon Choir on tonight, I had it up here in my head, but I didn't quite write it down. And I began to write down the outline of what it would come into being. So I started out with one character, with how that would evolve into a book. So the first character has this dream, and that's what Demon Choir, that's how it started. It started with a dream. So, and as we begin to look at that dream, the dream begins to unfold. Different voices, as the dream manifested, there were several voices that came to stop the vision, that came to stop the goal. And so the first one was procrastination. And procrastination is the fear of moving forward. And we have to move forward. We can't stand still. We have to move forward. Yes, we thank you right now. We want you to, right here, I want you to go share and send, and we're going to invite Lady TK to come on in. We want Lady TK to come on in. Hey, Lady TK.
Hello. Make some adjustments here. I hear just a little bit of feedback. I hear just a little bit of feedback, and we want to make this great.
All right.
I'm going to move my phone over just a little bit because I tend for this to be amazing. Because tonight, Pastor Cousin, how are you?
Yes.
Tonight, Pastor Cousin, how are you?
I'm great. I am great. I am excited.
I hear
Dr. Eric Allen Williams.
I do hear a bit of a feedback.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure that we don't have.
Okay.
We don't have any. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some earphones, and I'm going to see if that will actually correct the problem. But while we're getting my earphones and return back, can you please just go ahead and just lead us? You were talking so good about procrastination. Lead us into that conversation about how procrastination blocks and stops and allows you to stagnate on that dream. That was so good.
Yes. When we talk about procrastination, that is one of the barriers, one of the greatest barriers into fulfilling that dream and that vision. Just getting started. That's one of the hardest parts of just getting started, beginning to tap into that vision and dream. Because a lot of times we stall because I know one of the idols that I strive, that I always have to deal with, that comes is perfectionism, because perfectionism can be a idol in your life. It can begin to come up and you have to kill that idol because you want everything perfect. Even tonight, it's driving me crazy, y'all, that the technology that we're trying to work it to get it together, but that's okay.
It's okay. I want you to get on screen by yourself. Get on screen by yourself.
Yes. So
come on screen by yourself, and I'm gonna get some earphones. We're gonna get this tonight.
Okay. Yes. So as we begin to think about procrastination, there are certain things that tries to destroy your dreams, and procrastination is one of the greatest dream killers ever, because we can stall when it comes to thinking about what we want to do, and we can just begin to landlock and get into a mode of, I can't make it, I can't move forward, or we begin to think about our excuses, or I have this, or I can't do that, or we think about our resources, we think about our time, we think about all those things, all those barriers, and that's procrastination, the fear of moving forward. And we want you to move forward. We want you to move forward on tonight. I want you to type in right now. Come on, type in, move forward. Come on, type that in. Okay. We want you all to come on. As you are logging in right now, we thank you for coming in. Our community, our Facebook community is logging in. I thank you right now. We thank you so much for being patient with us. Sometimes we experience challenges. Have you ever experienced a challenge before and you wanted to quit and you wanted to give up? You know what, y'all? Even writing this book, there were some times I just wanted to throw in the towel. I couldn't get my thoughts. I had writer's block, and things just happened, and I wanted to stall. But I want you tonight, I want you to push through. I thank you all, for you champions, you warriors, you faith builders, you kingdom builders. You hung in there, and I thank you right now. I thank you so much, because that shows how bad you really want your dream. Just think about your dream and your vision. How you hung in there with Dr. E. I thank you all for hanging there with your boy. I thank you for hanging in there with your boy on tonight, because it was tough. Because many times situations occur to stop the dream. Circumstances come around us to stop the dream. But I will not allow the enemy to stop my dream, stop my song, stop my vision, stop that business. You can't allow him to stop it. And that's what procrastination is all about. The dream killing, the dream stalling. So we're so excited that you are logging on. And I want you right now, I want you to go send and share. Just go share it with someone. Go share it and invite them to this Demon Choir virtual book launch. Yes, it's a virtual book launch. And you also can purchase, you can do a pre-order on tonight at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. You can go there. I want you to go there right now, because I want you to listen, because we have some good stuff. We have some door prizes. We have a guest. So we have so much for you. So we don't want you to stop what you're doing right now, but we do want you, before the clock strikes 12 midnight, wherever you are. And I see some people from California are here. God bless you. From Louisiana, from Tennessee. Yes, you are here. And we thank you. Come on, go and invite someone to the Demon Choir virtual book lunch. And we just celebrate all of you who have the book, who have purchased the book. Some of you, the book is en route. I'm celebrating California right now, Florida, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Colorado. Thank you so much for the overwhelming response to Demon Choir, because this book is going to make an impact on your life. We are overcoming the voice of fear. There are several demonic voices that come to destroy dreams. One of them is procrastination. That's the greatest. That's one of the one. If we can make it through procrastination, you can make it through all the rest. Because procrastination wants to drive out the tenacity, the vision that you have, the purpose that you have. That's what procrastination does. It's the fear of moving forward. It stops you from moving forward. And we celebrate you all on tonight. I want you to just think about that dream, that vision that God has given you. Think about what makes you wake up early in the morning. The reason why you can't sleep at night. When you have a vision, when you have a dream, it makes you want to keep pressing. It makes you want to keep striving. And procrastination wants to stop that. So we are celebrating this great book, Demon Choir, Overcoming the Voice of Fear. And we've said that fear manifests itself through 5 different voices. And one of them is procrastination. So how do we get the title Demon Choir? Where did that come from? Because I know it sounds kind of odd and foreign and it's kind of out there, but it began with the dream. It literally began with the dream. I'm talking about a physical dream where I'm asleep and I hear voices that are trying to stop the work and the flow and the visions that God has placed. And so those voices begin to speak to me. And as those voices begin to speak to me, I felt a prompting that I needed to write this. I needed to chronicle this. I needed to put those thoughts in ink. I want somebody to type in think in ink. Think in ink. Because if you want your dream to come to pass, you're gonna have to write it down. Come on, somebody type in think in ink. Think in ink. Because as you write the vision down, as you begin to pray over the vision, you have to begin to write that down. And procrastination wants to stop that. So we thank you all for joining in. You all are coming in. We want you all to share, go and share, and invite other people to come to be a part of this conversation on Demon Choir, overcoming the voice of fear. So we're going to go to TK right now.
I'm excited about the book entitled Demon Choir, Overcoming the Voice of Fear. And we're just happy, we're so happy about the accomplishment of pastor. He's a pastor, but he's also an educator. We're just so excited about how God has blessed him to author this particular book. And as has already been stated, we're going to just press forward, move through any of the barriers of technology that we're having right now, because at this point, it doesn't even matter. We're moving on because we want to understand what this book is about. And not only want to hear what the book is about, but we definitely want to understand that we have the ability to order the book. The book is here. I want you to know that a portion of the Demon Choir will be made available tonight. You usually pre-order the book, and we want to ask a couple of questions. Certainly thankful for Eric's wife, his family that's here supporting him. And the Rock Church. How about the Church? The Rock Church is here in full support. Family, wife, friends. We want to just understand. He's already given us a backdrop of this book, stating that it starts with the dream. And Demon Choir, look at the title. You're like, what? I'm not ordering that book. But you better get the book. Demon Choir, overcoming the choir of the demon that tells us we are afraid, that tells us that we can't move forward, that tells us that we are not good enough, that tells us that we are stagnant. This is all it is. And we're not moving further, but tonight and through this book, we're going to find out how to move forward. So I want to know, can you just elaborate further on the title? Really, what are demons?
Demons are essentially disembodied spirits. And when we think about demons, demons are not the boogeyman. A lot of times when people think about demons, they think of a scary movie. We've probably seen horror movies, but that's not what a demon. A demon, it's a disembodied spirit, and it manifests through spirits. And we know that spirits come through voices. They begin to speak. You can't see them, but you can discern them by your spirit, but you begin to hear the voice, and they begin. And when we think about one of the greatest barriers, one of the greatest battlefields that we face is through our mind. That's exactly when we begin to listen to those spirits and obey those spirits, then we begin to act those spirits out. So when we think about demonic spirits, they begin to speak to us, and if we allow them, they begin to stall dreams. The first one is, one of the ways they manifest is through spirits, and one of them is procrastination. So Procrastination is the fear of moving forward. And then we have additional ones. We also have retaliation, the fear of letting go. We can hold on. Demonic spirits, if you have ever been angry at someone and you held on to it, you didn't let it go. That's retaliation. That demonic spirit told you to hold on to that animosity. And what's so crazy about retaliation, sometimes you can be mad at someone who's been dead for 10 and 20 years. You're still carrying that anger. That anger is repressed. Why is it repressed? Why does it keep reverberating in your ear? It's because of the demonic voice. When we talk about those demons, how else do they manifest? Also through intimidation.
Wow.
The fear of others. So the fear of other people. Some of us are not moving forward because we're afraid of what they're going to say. And you might have hung in there with us, and you might have, some of us would have crashed if technology would have crashed. Some of us would have said, I'm done. I can't move forward because of technology.
Wow.
You cannot allow anything to stop you. Intimidation is that thing that comes, that person, that thing that says, stop, don't do it. I'm not going to allow you to move forward. That's intimidation. What else? Oscillation. The fear of standing still. Some of us are in so many different directions. We can't stand still. You know, there are some people, you know, they call you one year, they're in one business idea. The next year, they're another. The next month, they're here. They're at this job, there, here, there, everywhere. I'm not talking about multitasking. I'm talking about lack of focus. Because sometimes we can get on a squirrel chase or a rabbit chase. We go here, we're there, no focus. So we have to learn how to stand still. And oscillation is the fear of standing still. There are some people right now that are in relationships, going to this relationship, that relationship, not the fear of standing still. There, and sometimes if there is no drama in our life, we're not happy. If there is no chaos, we're not happy. It's the fear of standing still. And finally is annihilation. How do these demons manifest? Annihilation, that's the fear of complete destruction. Have you ever gotten bad news before? You're going to read about the character in this book. Everything is going good, and then bad news happens. Have you ever gotten bad news and it totally wrecked everything that you were doing, and you just feel that fear? You feel the fear. Someone just type in feel your faith. Feel my faith. Feel faith. Feel faith. Come on, type in feel faith. Feel faith. Yes. So when we talk about those demons, notice I haven't mentioned about a pitchfork. I haven't mentioned about a red guy running around rampant. We're talking about voices right here. Those demonic voices. And that's what Demon Choir is all about. The choir that tells us to procrastinate. The voice that tells us to be intimidated. The voice that tells us to retaliate, pay them back. The voice that tells us, the voice that also tells us that everything is going to be wiped out. And also the voice of isolation, to go here and go there and not stand still. That's what demons are all about. Those voices that try to destroy us.
Wow. I'm so full just even listening to that. And it's something that really caught my attention was oscillation, where we're going back and forth and back and forth. And even though you're moving, you're still stagnant.
Yes.
Because you're going back and forth and back and forth. And I really apologize. I see people saying that there is feedback. But I want you to get this tonight. I want you to understand that we're going to overcome the demon voice. The voice that tells us we can't move forward. We're not going to be oscillating any longer after we leave here tonight. What we're going to do, we're not going to be going in a circle around and around. We're going to move forward. We're going to take some forward action, because that's what overcoming the voices of fear is all about. I do want to ask you, as far as this book is concerned, you say this is a 20-year journey.
It is.
I want you to explain. We say Rome wasn't built in a day. And I want you to seriously, I need you to be on screen by yourself, because I need to hear this too. I want to know, 20 years, how to the dream. 20 years in the making, and now it's manifest. Talk to us about that.
You know, many of you right now, it was procrastination. If I had to put it all in one word and describe it, it was the void procrastination. And many of you who have read the book, one of the characters in the book deals with procrastination, and that's one word that resonated with a lot of readers, was procrastination. Because it's not we don't have the intellect. It's not that we don't have the intellect, that we don't have all the resources. One of the greatest barriers is procrastination. And when I think about 20 years, during that time, off and on, I would write down a character, I would write down a word, I would write down bits and pieces of the book. I didn't have it quite all together. And one of the things when it comes to procrastination in 20 years, the reason why it took 20 years is because I wanted it to be all together. I wanted all the pieces to be there. But you must understand about your dream. You won't have all the pieces in one, you won't have it all there. But you have to keep pushing forward. You have to begin to write those steps down. It's steps. The Bible says the steps of a righteous man are ordered by what? Or ordered by who? The steps of a righteous man are ordered by who? I want you to type that in. The steps of a righteous man are ordered by who? And hopefully somebody is typing in the Lord. So waiting on him. And I don't think a lot of times it's not that we're waiting on God. It's that God, he's waiting on us. He's waiting for us to grab hold of his word. We read the word, we go to Sunday school, we hear scriptures, we hear all these things. And the application of that, the application of what we're hearing, that has to be put into practice. So when you talk about 20 years, it was all up here. I had bits and pieces of it, but cultivating and crafting that dream. You have to craft it. You have to write it down. You have to begin to research. You have to begin to look into what that dream or that vision is and the purpose. And when you know what your purpose is, drive automatically appears. When you know why you're doing what you're doing, you're gonna begin to move with record speed. You're gonna have laser focus.
My goodness.
And so 20 years, it took too long. It was 20 years too long. Think about a woman having a baby. It should be 9 months. If that woman is still pregnant at 15, 16 months, something is definitely wrong. So many of us are overdue. Some of us are overdue right now. It's time for us to birth what God has placed on the inside of you. We don't want to be overdue. Now is a season right now with COVID-19. It's the season right now to reevaluate where you are and who you are. And so when it came to the 20 years, I had to do the process of elimination. First of all, life is about knowing what you want, and secondly, about knowing what you don't want. So if you can answer what you want and what you don't want, everything else takes place. And so as you begin to work out that vision, that dream, and do that process of elimination, things become easier because you have established what you will do and what you won't do. And that stops you from going on these rabbit chases. It stops you from pursuing something that sounds good. And sometimes when you're in the midst of working on something, somebody will bring an idea to you. And I would tend to go there because it sounded good. And it took me away from what was the number one priority. And that was writing Demon Choir. What is your number one? Somebody type in, what is your number one? What is that number one thing that's on your mind right now that God is prompting you to do? If you can share it, you don't have to give me all your secrets because we can't tell it all. We can't tell everything. But what is that one thing right now that's causing you, that you need to do? You hear it in your mind. You always, when you're driving, you think about it. But you may not be working on it. And that's why it was 20 years too long. But guess what, y'all? I'm here tonight, July 3rd, 2020. And I am so thankful for the people who have played such a good part in my life. And that's my wife, Dezetta. I thank God for her. for pushing me and hanging in there with me throughout that procrastination. She was saying, babe, you need to get that book done. It's time to get it done. You know, procrastinating, having people. I thank God for my mom and my mother and my father for being there, a part of me, for instilling the values and the stick-to-itness to do it. Seeing my mom and dad be entrepreneurs, my family, my friends also. I give a shout out to TK and Vincent also for also having that drive and that vision. And every time they would come to Shreveport, every time we would see them, how's your book? When is your book? Having those people. Also, my friend Gabe Saxman Johnson, also seeing him persevere, an artist, seeing him produce 3 albums, I think, do all those things, seeing them, it motivated me. So you have to begin to surround yourself with people that are going to challenge you to move forward and not get stuck in that 20-year cycle. You don't want a 20-year cycle. It's time now to bring forth those dreams and bring forth that vision. Yes. So we want you all to just stay focused and stay driven. And as you read Demon Choir, you're going to read about some people. You're going to read about 5 people in this book who went, they're fictional characters, about how they overcame their trials and their situations. And in each story, I promise you, you're going to see a piece of yourself in that story. You're going to see how bad news, how bad decisions, how stopping and starting, how these things can change and totally wreck your dream. But somebody type in, it's not too late. Come on, type that in right now. It's not too late. It's not too late. The buzzer has not gone off. You still have time. 20 years in the making, and I'm here tonight because I stuck to it. I'm 20 years too late, but I'm here tonight, y'all. My alarm clock has gone off, and I'm here, and my book is here. So whatever dream that you have, whatever vision that God has placed in your spirit, it's time to make it happen. No more excuses. As you look throughout Demon Choir, as you read this book, you're going to see some people and how they overcame. When we look at procrastination, one of the points in procrastination is that we must not allow the sluggard spirit to take place in our life. Let me read this scripture from you because the Bible talks about procrastination. Let's go to the word. Proverbs 13:4 says, the soul of a lazy man desires and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made rich. If you are diligent, see, the race is not given to the swift. It's the person that hangs in there. Somebody type in, hang on in there. You have to hang in there. You have to push. One of the quotes from the book says, you have to plan when everyone else is playing. You have to plan when everyone else is playing. There are some people out there, they're playing around, they're having fun, and you're looking at them, and you're at home sweating. You're at home at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning writing down your vision. You're fasting and praying, and other people are playing, and you are working, and you're doing what you need to do. So we have to plan when everyone else is playing. We can take some time off, but we may never experience the dream or the vision that God has given us. So we cannot procrastinate. So as we go to Proverbs 13:4, we see the soul of a lazy man desires. And we can sit there and say, well, I want it. But does my work ethic match my desire? Does my work ethic match my desire? Yes, I want it. I've confessed it. I said, many of us said in 2020, this is going to be our year. And y'all, 2020 is in some regards shut down. But my dream, my vision is not going to shut down. I am going to build momentum. So we can't procrastinate. We have to continue to move forward. And as we move throughout the book, we encounter the word retaliation. Retaliation. And as we go to the word, Matthew 5:23-24 says, so if you offer your gift at the altar and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. Some of us are holding on to suppressed anger. You may be even mad at God right now because of all that's going on. You may have experienced grief And grief is loss, and loss is on so many levels. You may have lost your job. You may have lost your loved one. You may have lost even your zest for living and pursuing your dream. So when we talk about that scripture, when we go back to Matthew 5:23, are you angry at anyone right now? Are you ready to just blow up and just say, I'm going to go off on that person? And you may even want to go off on God right now. There's something there. We need to recognize if we have anger and say, Lord, forgive me of my anger. You may be angry at someone right now. The Bible says to go and reconcile with that person. And that person might shut the door on you and say, I don't want anything to do with you. You're not responsible for their reaction, but you are responsible for checking that retaliation. So we look at retaliation. And when we think about retaliation, one of the quotes from the book says, watch out for landmines. What are landmines? Landmines are those bombs, those things that lie underground that are ready to explode. And just with one touch, one click of a button, it explodes. With just one brief amount of pressure, it's going to explode. And that's what retaliation does. And you're going to see in this book how the character explodes and go off. They were very calm, a very mild-mannered person, but you're going to see how life changes. And retaliation is what causes some of those landmines. As we continue to dive into the book, we see intimidation, which is the fear of others. And many times when we go to the book of Jeremiah, the first chapter, and Jeremiah is a young man and he's intimidated. He's called to be a prophet. And he says, I'm too young, or I don't know what to say. And what is your excuse tonight? What are you saying to God that I can't do it, or I can't make it? I can't do what God has called me to do. What is that phantom bully? Someone type in phantom bully. What is a phantom bully? A phantom bully is something that's there that's preventing you from moving forward, something that's intimidating you from moving forward. So as we continue to look at the book, you begin to see another character which deals with oscillation. And that's a term that we don't really use a lot, oscillating. If any of you grew up in the South, you know what an oscillating fan is. You know that fan that grandmother had that went back and forth. It made a bunch of noise. And you walked into grandmother's house, she would not turn on the air conditioner. I mean, we had a grandma that would not turn on the air conditioner. They refused to turn it on. Matter of fact, they would wait till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon to turn it on. So oscillation. So oscillation is going back and forth. We don't want to go back and forth with our dreams. And I don't want to tell you the whole book because I want you to read it. You're going to see how the character with oscillation, you're going to see how they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But finally, all of that back and forth catches up with them and their life just spirals out of control because they did not stand still. And finally, we end the book with annihilation. And I want you to really look at this character, because everything in your life can be going well. One phone call can change everything. One occurrence in your life can turn things upside down. So when we look at the book, Demon Choir, that's pretty much it, those 5 voices. And I want you to go right now. I want you to think about this. Which one of these voices really resonates with you? Is it procrastination? Is it retaliation? Is it intimidation? Is it oscillation? Or is it annihilation? Which voice resonates with you? I want you to type it in. You can type in procrastination. Some of us may not can spell that well, and that's fine. I'm an educator, and sometimes we make mistakes, and sometimes things happen. So I want you to type in procrastination or oscillation, one of those words that resonated with you, because sometimes our life is on hold because of one voice that's speaking to us. And Demon Choir is all about overcoming the voice of fear. And I have some exciting news about this book, that this book is not just to just inspire you, but a portion of the proceeds of this book will go for Big Al Scholarship Fund, which is a fund my wife and I, we started based on my father's life. He was all about mentoring young people and telling them he had a rough start in life. And so he reached out to other young people. And so a portion of these proceeds will go towards a book scholarship, and also Metropolitan Circles Driving Academy South location is given a partial scholarship as well. So what you need to do to apply, go to hewillmedia.com and you can apply. Go to hewillmedia.com and you can, come on, lock that in, hewillmedia.com, and you can actually type in and be a part of that. We want you to all, if you know any young people, go and share and invite them to go and log into hewillmedia.com to apply for that scholarship. And it's time sensitive, so you need to apply now. So we welcome back Lady TK. Thank you, Lady TK.
Hello, thank you. We're back again.
Hello,
we're back
thank
again.
you. We're back again. We're back again.
Well, we are here. I've just been enjoying
this.
And I am so excited that this book is out. You need to go to hewillmedia.com. Hewillmedia.com. Put that in the comments. Hewillmedia.com. And we're going to order this book. We're going to pre-order this book tonight. We're going to pre-order. I want everyone to go to He Will Media tonight. Guess what else is out there? T-shirts. Faith over fear. Faith overriding fear. We're not only going to speak it, we're not only going to write it. I love that. Think in ink. We're going to think in ink. Come on, show me that t-shirt. I love the t-shirt.
Yes. Can I tell you a story about this, TK, about this t-shirt?
Yeah, please.
We've been talking about procrastination. We've been talking about annihilation. Guess what? I had an annihilation story with this t-shirt. Went through the process of creating it. Went through the process of editing it, sent it to the maker, everything, get the t-shirt back. I want you to look at this t-shirt.
Look at that.
See. Does anybody notice anything wrong with this t-shirt? I want you to see. Does anybody notice anything wrong with it?
I do now.
Type it in. Don't say it, TK. Type in.
Okay,
what do you notice about this shirt that's wrong? Type it in. Can someone look at this? Because look at this t-shirt. I want you to type it in. I'm going to hold up just a few more seconds. Type in, what do you notice about this t-shirt that's wrong? There you go. Does everybody see it? Let faith override fear. What's wrong with this t-shirt? Yes, I see DP said override. Incorrect spelling. Yes. So incorrect spelling. Yes. So when I saw the t-shirt, I was like, God, okay, I've tried to plan out everything. I've tried to do everything right. Now I encounter a setback, but I kept pushing forward. So we just correct the mistakes. So some of us, you know, when something happens, we say, okay, I'm going to throw it away. I'm done. I'm not going to make it. You keep moving forward. Yes, what you do. You keep moving forward. The dream is alive. That book is alive inside of you. That vision, that business, even that song is, some of you may be songwriters out there. You might be television. The list is endless. You may even want to go back to school. You might, I'm scared. I'm scared of going back to school. I'm intimidated. No, the opportunity is now for us to move forward. And yes, that t-shirt is coming. It's going to come soon. We're going to have it for you.
I love it. I love it. And the good thing about that, showing that the mistake is still there.
Yeah.
And you're still here now. Lets us know that it's okay to make a mistake.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Something good can come out of your mistake. And I want to definitely to hear this. I want to reiterate that we're going to annihilate the fear. And we're going to send it to, we're just destroying it tonight. Somebody just type in the comments, fear is destroyed.
Yes.
Fear is destroyed. Fear is destroyed. And oscillation, going around and around and around. You're in motion. You feel like you're accomplishing. But oscillation is the fear of moving forward. Because you're really, even though you're in motion, you're in perpetual motion. Mm-hmm. And you are standing still. You're making no progress. So what we want to make sure is that we are making progress. And that fear is not going to override our progress. And even though technology tonight has somewhat impeded progress, What you have seen tonight is excellence in motion. Because you're still seeing what's going forth. And guess what? I have a secret. We're going to bring Dr. Williams back on another segment, and he's going to be talking about Demon Choir. It's going to be this weekend. Trust me. He's coming back, and he's going to talk to another group of people, another group of individuals about Demon Choir. We're going to promote this book because what we want ultimately is for all of us to win. Somebody say, I want you to win. I want you to win.
Yes.
So that's why we have to. There are some good choirs out there. But for those of you on this live tonight, some of y'all have heard some bad choirs. And you know anything about being in church and listening to a bad choir. One thing we do, we talk about bad choir. We don't like bad choir. Demon choir, that's a bad choir. And what we're going to do tonight, instead of talking about the demon choir, we're getting ready to trample over the demon choir. And we're going to trample over them with emotion. I saw someone in the comments say, I have to start all over again. And guess what? That's okay. That's okay. This book took 20 years. 20 years. For you to remain tenacious and courageous, that lets me know age is a numerical thing. It's not mental. You have got to overcome the idea that I've been working on this too long. It's too late for me. Get up out of your pity party. Get up. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Because that's the only party I don't come to. I don't come to pity parties. You can invite me, but I'm not going to stay long if I stay at all. So I want you to get up. Type it. I'm going to get up. Get up. Don't give up. Get up. I heard that earlier today. Do not give up. You get up. Brush yourself off. And we're going to change the station from the demon choir to the overcoming fear choir. We're getting ready to override the fear. We're overriding fear. We're overriding fear. We are overriding fear. Just like I hear that feedback is go. Almost. But if you don't hear anything else tonight, you heard one thing. We're overriding fear. So I really seriously want to thank Dr. Williams for impressing upon my heart to move forward in a positive direction. Understanding that fear is destroyed. And fear is annihilated. And that our dreams can actually flourish. And that our dreams can blossom. And even though we are in a state of isolation, we're not oscillating. We are moving in motion. We're not perpetually moving. We're not standing still marking time. But we're moving forward. So we're overriding fear tonight. I'm so excited. Listen, I want to encourage you to go pick up this book. Go to Amazon.com, and if you can put that back up on the notes on that lower third, thank you so much. Secure your pre-order on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. I ordered my copy today. I'm excited. I've already ordered the copy. I want you to, do you have a copy? Yes, you do, because I saw you open the box. Hold that. So we're saying pre-order, but you see the book is here. The books are here. The books are here. So we're saying pre-order because what I hope and pray is that we get so many orders that he's going to have to stop and order again. And you will have a back order created. But we have good business acumen. We are excellent in business. We know how to ship your products out, even though it says pre-order. You won't be waiting 7 and 8 months to get your product. So we want to encourage you tonight to please secure your pre-order on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Please, right now, if you have another device, I want to invite you to go and order the book Demon Choir. If you have a book club, and this is not in the notes, I have notes that I'm supposed to follow. But as my husband stated before this, he said you don't follow instructions. Well, Dr. Williams knew that before he invited me on this show, so he already knew that I was going to go off script. So I'm off script, but I want to invite you all to have book clubs. Put a book club together and order this book, Demon Choir. And you all walk through this book during this time of isolation, a time where you can actually dedicate time to fulfilling your dreams and fulfilling your goals. This is an awesome time to use Demon Choir for your Zoom meetings, for your go-to meetings, for webinars. And I'm going to tell you something. Go ahead and get it now before the price raises. Because once it hits the store, the price is going up, Saints. And bring it back down because you missed the whole price. We want you to get it now. We want you to order it in bulk. Call Eric and tell him, listen, I need 20 books for my book club. I guarantee you he'll take $1 off the whole order. And you'll be glad you asked him to do that. So I'm encouraging you. Get together, read this book, encourage each other to follow through with their dreams. We've heard about the voice of procrastination. We've heard about the voice of intimidation. We've heard about the voice. Oh, thank you, girl. I see you, Tamika. You said I'm waiting on the movie. I am too. That's right. We've heard about the voice of oscillation. What we're going to do and see through this book is understand that those voices are not going to rule our lives. Woo. But we're going to be more than conquerors. And next year, this time, when we come back and we say, hey, what has the year looked like for Demon Choir? The same people that are on this live right now that are saying, I'm going to move forward, I anticipate that we're going to see that, hey, because I read Demon Choir, I've started my business, I've excelled in my business, I went back to school, I completed school, I finished my book, I finished my CD, I've started and built a school, I have excelled and done over and above. I've exceeded my own expectation because you read Demon Choir. So tonight, I just want you to type again. I will override my fear. Woo! I know my husband's getting scared because he always thinks I'm getting ready to start another business. But I'm telling you tonight, I'm overriding my fear. Whatever is holding me back, I'm just going to move forward. And let me just share with you. Most of us are stuck between the dream, rejection, intimidation, and manifestation. Rejection and intimidation it hinders you from the manifestation. We're afraid of being rejected. And we're intimidated about by what can come out of others. But what can come out of you? What has God given you to help? And I see you. You said I want to roll. It just may happen. Speak what you want to see. It's going to manifest. So I'm excited. I don't know if you can tell. I'm a roll back over here to my script so that my cousin, this is my first cousin. Next book he writes, or when the movie comes out, I can get a chance to be a part of it. So let me get back on script. But there's a scripture. Jeremiah 1, 5 through 10. I just want you to put that in the notes. And we've been here for almost an hour. But I want you to put in the notes Jeremiah 1, 5 through 10. And I want you all to go back and read that. Put it in your spirit. Because we want to destroy the phantom bully. We want to destroy the phantom bully. We want to encourage our dreams, inject our inspiration, motivate who we are in God. And we just want to move through it. We want to move through it. It's very easy to make an excuse. It's easy to make an excuse. That's the easiest thing to do. Giving up and throwing in the towel, that's easy. It takes tenacity, courage, and strength. If you go to He Will Media right now, he's going to talk to you about the lion and how it takes courage and tenacity to be who he is. That's what you need. Those are secret ingredients to success. So let's not get caught up in the phase of rejection and in the phase of intimidation. But let's move from dream to manifestation. Somebody say from dream to manifestation. From dream to manifestation. So get ready. Get ready. It's coming. So I am so excited, and I'm telling you, I'm overjoyed. I'm bubbling over. Because I know Demon Choir is going to bless all of us. I cannot wait to get my copy. And listen, I've been rocking with my cousin forever. As long as we've been alive. We grew up apart, but when we come back together because of the military, we were not able to grow up with one another in the traditional sense of family. But we've never lost the connectivity of family. And I could not be more proud of my cousin who has moved forward in a 20-year manifestation of dream. I'm even more excited and so to know that a portion of the proceeds are now going to go to a young person, and that the scholarship is in the name of my late Uncle Al. If you knew him, you loved him. It brings tears to my eyes right now. He was so fun to be around, and he was just full of life. He was vibrant. He was the only person that called me T3, and I just have such fond memories of him. Thank you so much, Dr. Williams. We've got some giveaways, do we not?
Yes, we do. And
we got some giveaways.
We're ready. And we're
ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I need my pom-pom.
If y'all know about love languages, my love languages is gifts. So I love to receive gifts, and I love to give gifts away. So let's get started right now. The first question to get for this giveaway, I want you to type in, what is your big dream? Type it in. The first person that types it in, what is your big dream? What is your big dream? If you had to give it in just a few seconds, what is your big dream? Type it in. What is your big dream? We're going to give it away right now. What is your big dream? Type in, what is your big dream? What is your dream? You got to type it in. What is your big dream? What is your big dream? I'm ready. I won. Does not count. What is your dream? What is it? What is it? Are you a writer? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a singer? What are you a singer? What is that dream? Come on, tell me, what is that dream? Are you a writer? Yes. Overcoming fear. Come on, tell me, what is that dream? Are you a writer, entrepreneur, singer? What is the dream? Come on, you got to tell me what that dream is. Y'all got to be specific. You got to be ready when it comes. Are you a musician? Are you an author? What is your big dream? Come on. Tell us, what is your big dream? I see overcoming personal obstacles. That's great. What is your big dream? Come on, be specific. What is movie producer? You are the winner. You are the winner for our first one. And when we talk about drowning out the fear, we need to listen to some good music that keeps us. And we have Passport, which is a CD by Gabriel Saxman Johnson. You won the CD. Yes, you won the CD. Yes, so you're going to use this to drive out fear. Another, let's keep it going. Now, I want you to type in, we talked about what is the biggest barrier to dreams. We talked about it a whole lot tonight. One word. What is the biggest barrier? What is the biggest barrier to dreams? What is the biggest barrier? What is that word that we talked about? We kept talking about it over and over again. We just kept driving home. What is that word? No, come on. What is that word? Let me give you, what is that word? We started out with it. We talked about it. We talked about what is that word that prevents many dreams from happening. One word. One word.
That's a word.
That's a word. Fear, you're getting close. What relates to Demon Choir? We started it out talking about Demon Choir. It starts with a P. I'll give you that. It starts with a P. What is that word that we talked about? What is that word? It starts with a P.
Come on.
It starts with a P. Fear? Yes, fear. That's good. It starts with a P. It starts with a P.
But
fear.
it's not P-A-A-A-R.
It starts with a P. Some of you are scared to type it in because you're spelling. I promise you, we're not going to get on you tonight.
It's okay.
What is that word? It starts with a P.
Oh, destination, I see it.
Yes, DP, okay? DP. You know, one of the characters in our story, he's a multi-millionaire. You got to read about this guy. He is crazy. He is local crazy. Somebody type in local crazy. He is crazy. The characters in here. So, DP, we have some, so you can live the lifestyle of the rich and famous. We have some shades for you on tonight. Yes. Okay. So let's keep it going. Now next, what I want to ask this question. I want you to think about it. This is a deep one right now. How long have you procrastinated with your dream? If it's not yet, how long have you been procrastinated? Is it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? It hasn't came together. Some of you, I say at 20 years. What is your number?
Don't be
Some of you have a dream on your shelf. How long is it? Come on, give us, what is your number? Mine was 20 years. Some of you, I'm talking about a dream that has not come forth yet, that you have on the shelf. How long has it been there? How long has that dream been in you? You drive down the highway, you're thinking about the dream. You wake up, you're thinking about it. How long? Since 2012. Miss Tamika Mack, have you won something tonight, sister?
She won.
Okay, who's the next person? 8 years.
She's been winning everything.
Who else? 10 years. My brother Charles Wright. Also a dreamer. I'm celebrating my cousin, Lady TK and Vincent Carter. We have a mask for you. This is not just any kind of mask.
Woo!
You're going to make a statement when you step out. You're going to make a statement when you step out. One of our characters dealt with intimidation. They're going to deal with some knowing who they are. So they cloaked it in how they looked. So you're going to know who you are when you step out with one of these masks on tonight. Okay. And finally, we have one last one. This is for a lady. This is for a lady right now. We're going to close out with this one. A lady, what do you plan to do in the next week to help you move forward in your dream? What do you plan to do in the next week? This is for a lady. What do you plan to do in the next week? We talked about procrastination. What are you going to do in the next week? I need a lady other than Tamika. What do you plan to do in the next week? What do you plan to do What do you plan to do this week to make your dreams come forward? Because we can talk all day long about fear. We can talk about all that. What step are you going to take? What bold step are you going to take to make that dream? Release a video. Renee Caldwell, yes. We got a brooch. One of our characters was a diva, and I know Miss Renee, she's a sweet Nay. She is a diva. So we have something for you right now. We're going to send that to you. So y'all, please, if you won tonight, inbox us your address. If you won, now everybody don't send me your address if you didn't win tonight. Now, come on now. don't do that. If you won tonight, inbox us your address, and we will get that to you. But we're so glad that you came tonight, and I celebrate my brother, Gabe Saxman Johnson. Thank you for hanging out with me, brother, helping me through this, because I was like, how are we going to get this? How are we going to make this happen? It's so great when you connect with other people. Lady TK Vincent, also my beautiful wife. My dog, Jack Spencer, he was there with me when I was trying to make things happen. He was there. That's my road, literally my road dog. My parents, my family, I celebrate my brother. I love you, Mark. I love you. All my cousins, all my aunties, uncles, all my cousins, family, friends. Y'all know my church family. The Rock family. Come on. Somebody type in The Rock. Come on. Type in The Rock. I love The Rock. Y'all been so patient because Pastor has all these ideas. And y'all just roll with me. Y'all are dreamers as well. So I celebrate. Come on, type in The Rock. The best church. I'm not talking about y'all church. I'm talking about my church, The Rock.
That's right.
The Rock. So we are so excited. And I wanted to close with this scripture on tonight because it's going to tie into everything. Because when it comes to fear, you must understand that you have been set free. We have been set free from fear. We do not have handcuffs on us any longer. That's what those demonic voices about. Putting us in an asylum, putting us in a prison. You're going to read about some of the stories. We got some amazing stories in this book that you're going to read about. But this scripture says, John 8:36, it says, so if the Son sets you free, you are truly free. We are free from fear. Come on, type that in. I'm free from fear. So we thank you so much for joining us on tonight. Lady TK, do you have some closing words as we dial down?
I just want to encourage everyone to go back and order the book. Send one to your family, your friends. You're going to be glad that you did. Dr. Eric, again, we are so proud of you and your accomplishments. Thank you so much for inspiring us. Thank you. Everyone that joined, the entire family. The thing we have about the Petersons is that we are legacy, and we try our best to inspire others and to live up to that. So thank you, family, Peterson family, for joining in. God bless Dr. Williams, Lady Gazetta. Thank you so much for this time. And again, tune back in because we're going to be talking about this again. Invite your friends and your family. We're going to do it all over again this weekend. Have a very safe holiday. Safe at home if possible, so that we can continue to connect together at a later time. Thank God for technology. Thank God that we have these outlets. And thank you so much for being a part of this virtual launch. Demon Choir, overcoming the voice of fear. Tonight, we're overcoming the voice of fear, and we are overriding it with motion in success and excellence. Thank you so much for having me. Tonight, I want to also encourage you go on Ground to Cash App Dr. E at Cash App $, each style, and just so into his ministry, so into the life of what he's doing. So it is good ground. It's from the ground. You got seed in the ground. If it's there, and I guarantee you, increase will certainly come to the house. Blessing the man of God and vision he's allowed to manifest. Thank you all so much. I've enjoyed being your host tonight. It's been amazing.
And we have a free download for you. In the book, you will see the Procrastinator's Creed. You need to go read this. It's very interesting about what procrastinators do. If you dealt with procrastination like I have, you need to see what procrastinators do, what procrastinators say, and how they live out. Go to hewillmedia.com and you'll see that. Go to hewillmedia.com under free downloads and you will see the Procrastinator's Creed. Join us very soon. We'll meet again and we'll talk about Demon Choir. We're going to be talking about it. Don't you all go and buy the book now. Buy it for a friend. Get your copy and share. We've had people buying multiple copies and sharing it because they've been impacted. So we thank you so much tonight. Thank you for all of you who came. Lady TK, Gabe Saxman Johnson, I thank God for all of you. And we speak blessings over your life. You all have a great weekend and we'll see you soon. Force out fear and let faith override fear.
Woo!
Thank you all. See y'all soon.